What's up, everybody? You're listening to the one and only T-Mac Inspired Podcast. Listen as she sits down with regular people to discuss the ideas, the opportunities, and the wealth-building strategies that they're taking advantage of so the rest of us can do the same.
Hey, it's your girl T-Mac here. Before we jump into this episode, listen, I'm calling all nurses, all healthcare professionals who are looking to get into real estate to meet me and my friends of the Nurse REI Club in Sacramento, California on May the 20th through the 22nd for our second annual Nurse REI Club retreat. Okay, there's going to be a phenomenal lineup of speakers. You do not want to miss it. Go ahead, click the link below. It is the Nurse REI Club's second annual retreat. See ya.
Miss Jae.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Hi, Sasha. Hey.
Miss Jae, thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining Miss T-Mac.
Thank you for having me. I love watching podcasts, especially yours. So it's so exciting to be a part of your show.
Yes. So before we jump in, I want you to tell the people who I'm talking to. Who is Jae?
Okay, so Jae, I am 36 years old, entrepreneur. So I own a company called The Perfect pH, where we specialize in women feminine care products. And my business is super successful. And I just want to come on here and kind of tell you guys a little bit about me, things like that. So of course I sell everything feminine care, women who are trying to get pregnant, who just want to spice up their sex life, things like that. Everything vagina.
This is going to be a steamy conversation. So disclosure, if everybody knows I'm for the entrepreneurs, and I'm for showcasing everyday people doing extraordinary things in their entrepreneurship, creating wealth for their families and themselves. And this is a little different. I am so excited. So if you're not into self-care, self-love, in tune with your feminine side for the men, because every man has a feminine side, believe it or not. Yes. And if you're not into wanting to open your mind to the possibilities of what Homegirl has got going on, I know her right now.
Yes.
As a beast in the e-commerce space.
Thank you.
I've been admiring you from afar. You went through Keenan, aka Papi Chulo's program. You made your first $1 million. How long did it take you to make your first million?
It took me about 13 months. 13 months.
13 months to make $1 million. Your first $1 million.
Yes, my first $1 million.
So wow, that's crazy. 13 months. So was it last year you made your first $1 million?
Last year in July.
July 2021.
Yes, July 2021.
So you started your e-commerce business during the pandemic then, right?
I did. So initially I opened it back in 2019 technically, but I didn't do anything with the business. So nothing. I really started actually doing the business in 2020. It was either April or May, I joined Keenan Papi Chulo's program, and it taught me how to market. And then within 3 months, I had my first 100,000. And then after that, I made over $1 million that we're at now in just a certain amount of time. So I'm very excited about that. I'm one of the first to do it. So it's really exciting and fun. And yeah.
I know, because I know last year he produced 26 millionaires in 1 year.
He did.
26 millionaires. and people are still, sleeping on him. He was the first person I interviewed for my podcast.
What?
And even all the way up until last week, I was still getting messages saying, is he really real? Is this real? Is this, a scam? And I'm like, if you're broke and you're an adult, you've already been scammed. So, right. I mean, let's be honest. Let's
Seriously.
be clear.
For real.
Let's be clear.
And I get inbox every day asking the same thing, especially when I go on his lives. Because there's so many people that's like trying to scam his name. Like I got one a day. I had to block.
I get them every day.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But I like the scam pages that pretend to be him, because they really promote me. I'm just saying. Yeah. So tell us about the perfect pH. Tell us about that.
Okay, so I started this product. At first, I started it was just for me. My vagina kept getting thrown off by various things. Like, I'm very sensitive down there. So if I drink, get thrown off, having, semen.
Yeah.
Okay, we can say those things. I'm not sure. Semen can throw you off. Like, if your husband or boyfriend or person that you're dealing with is sleeping with other people, that can throw you off. If they're eating like a lot of bad food, smoking, drinking, and then they're putting that in your body, it's throwing you off. And a lot of women can relate to that. So initially I only had it for myself because I got tired of having to go and get checked up and I'm like, why am I here? Like, can't you just give me some, because I don't understand what's going on. Now I rarely have anything going on ever, but I started it. I looked some stuff up online. I came up with the recipe. I used it on myself, and I was using it on myself for a long time. And then I had a girlfriend come over while I was doing lashes, because I used to do lashes. And she, while I did like a 9 to 5. So she came over and was like, oh, my husband keeps throwing off my pH. So I'm like, oh, hold on one second. I got something for you. So I went in the kitchen. I cooked her up some of my product, gave it to her. And even within a matter of hours, like I'm talking several hours, she texted me back when she got home and was like, girl, I don't know what you did, but whatever it is, you need to sell that. And I said, that's a good idea. So I came up with the product, the Perfect pH. And that's for women who just want to cleanse their vagina. And I only started with one product, and now I have like 15. So
wow, that is
all of my products.
That is amazing. I think your screen is kind of moving.
Is it?
So yeah, when you're talking, maybe you're hitting it. Or
maybe I'm going like this. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll make sure I keep it still. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. So I see that your product is handmade, number one.
It is.
And number two, it's vegan.
It is.
It's a vegan product. Now, I get a kick. I'm just going to be honest. I get a kick out of your post, your page, because in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have got to love what you're doing.
Yes, you do. Yes.
In your page, I can tell you absolutely love what you're doing.
I do. I feel like as a woman, people should not have to feel like they are like if you are overly sexual or in your feminine energy, I feel like every woman should feel comfortable operating in that. You don't have to be a hoe or this or that or a freak. I am just extremely comfortable with who I am, how I do things, my untraditional values and ways at times. I am biblical. I do believe in the Bible, but I'm telling you, lady in the streets, but I'm very open to talking about everything sexual. And I feel like we should all be more comfortable talking about that.
About our sexuality. For sure.
Sexuality, absolutely.
For sure. I saw, so you make your own products.
I do.
That means that you were like working like a Mississippi mule in 2021, from 2020 to 2021 to make $1 million.
Yes. Hebrew slave is what I would say, but yes, absolutely. I mean, slaving. You hear me? I was working so hard. So I had to hire people. You know, I have employees now. So I couldn't do it all by myself. Now I have a team.
Okay.
So I have a team of 4. It doesn't require a whole lot of people to help me do what I do. But definitely took some work and it took a lot of sacrifices.
For sure. I mean, that's okay. We can unpack this so many ways, right? I'm trying to stay focused because I get excited when I talk to people who love what they do.
Okay.
Right, because I love what I do. So yeah. I get really excited and I get ahead of myself. I just want to unpack this, this whole thing. What were you doing before the Perfect pH?
Okay, so before Perfect pH, I was actually in dentistry. So I have like my Invisalign on right now. You probably can't see it, but I was in dentistry for about 5 years. And I was the person who was doing the front desk. So I did everything front desk, management, hygiene, coordinating, insurance, all of that concerning dentistry. I was in that for about 5 years because it kept a stable paycheck coming in. You know, initially my side trade was going to be a PA. I wanted to become a physician assistant. So I was going to school for that. And I was just doing a lot of other stuff. And I knew I love school. I wanted to do it, but entrepreneurship was really calling me, to do my own thing, to get out here, to help other people, which leads into other things and segues into other, types of industry that I hope to future, be in future endeavor as far as that. But that's what I was doing.
So how do you go from, I need to fix my own pH down there to, okay, let me help my girlfriend to, okay, let me quit my job and do this full time. I mean, like, help a sister out.
I know. Okay, so this is how it started. So initially, believe it or not, I the job that I was at, I told them, I said, hey guys, now I was taking a step of faith. And I said, I'm not going to be here for long because one day my business is going to blow up. And they'll look at me like, yeah, okay, whatever. And when COVID-19 happened, I thought my life was over. I really did. They furloughed us from our job. And I said, oh my God, these people, I was like, I'm never going to make this money now. I said, I'm never going to be by myself and be an entrepreneur. But that catapulted my business to the next level. So here's what I did. So I took a month off. They only gave me 30 days off of work. And they tried to get me to come back to work. I gave them an excuse of saying, due to my asthma, I can't come back to work right now because I'm scared to get COVID. So they were giving me an unemployment check of only $4,000 a month. Now, that's a lot of money. It's for me, okay? And what I did was I took all of my bills because I was living in an apartment initially, car note, car insurance, you name it, rent, lights, whatever. I called everyone and I told them a little white lie. And I said, due to COVID-19, I no longer have a job. And my job gave me the furlough papers.
Really a lie.
Yeah, true. It technically was not. So due to COVID-19, I no longer have a job as of now. And I can't pay this month's or next month's rent or whatever. So what they did is because they had a mandate saying that you can't really kick anyone out for a certain amount of time due to COVID-19 restrictions at the time. And I knew that. And I heard about it. I listened to it. I read. So I gave everyone my furlough papers from my job and they put the rent or whatever bill that I was owed onto the back end. So now I had $4,000 to spend freely on marketing. I was, initially I was like, oh God, twiddling my thumbs until I ran across Keenan's post on the Shade Room. When I ran upon his post, I said, I have this fantastic product that nobody knows about. So it said something about marketing and at the time, $20 a month. And I'm like, you know what? $20 a month? I was like, let me just try it out. You can't miss $20. So I did his program. for $20 a month. I didn't touch it, didn't do anything with the program for about a month. And then I said, I'm really getting kind of bored sitting here. I know I have to go I feel like they're going to make me go back to work soon. I only got a couple of months. So then I started applying some of the things that he said in his program. And within the first month, I made my first $5,000. Okay. First $5,000. I said, oh my God, it had got so crazy where I was like $500 a day off of one thing that he taught me to do. And I'm like, whoa. So get this, the second month, okay, the second month, I made $50,000. I went from making $5,000 in 30 days to the next month making $50,000. And next after that, it was around 77. And I made $100,000 in 3 months. Actually, it was under 3 months, but I made that. And that's how I went from going through dentistry all the way to being an entrepreneur now 2 years, which is crazy because I, believe it or not, I was making this money and I was still scared to quit my job.
That's common. That's common for new entrepreneurs.
It is, yeah, because I didn't know, like I'm new to this. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to quit. Do I quit? And it's been like the biggest blessing of my whole life. And I'm
so
like,
how did you quit? What did you say? What did you do?
Girl. Oh my God. So when they got to the point, I was like shaking. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was like, oh my God. I was like, I just decided that I'm no longer going to be able to work there anymore. I really appreciate you guys I thought about it. Now, mind you, I thought about still making the money and going to work, but I swear I did. But then I thought about it. Like, I'm going to be at work and then they're going to be asking me, hey, can you do this? And I'm like, do what? I just made, in my head, I was going to be saying crazy stuff. Like, I just made my hourly in 30 minutes, what I would make in a day. You know what? I don't think this is going to work for me, but I didn't end up doing it. So I didn't end up doing it. I didn't say anything. I didn't go back to work. I just let them know, hey, I appreciate you guys and the opportunity that you've given me, but I'm going to have to pursue my entrepreneurship. They said, we wish you well. Thank you for letting us know. But I prolonged that unemployment as long as I could. I got the extra income and I dumped it all back into my business, 100% of it, into marketing.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow. So let me ask you, what is something, just give them give the people, got to give them something. Okay. What was the one thing you did in marketing that really just took off? So one thing, just name one thing.
One thing. Well, I'm a creator, so I create my own post. I find something that's extremely funny, something about, vagina. I make it interesting to come and watch. And, you may not have ever used my product or kind of, iffy about using it, but after I've made you laugh, everyone goes on there and they're like, let me see what this product's about. Because no one buys right away. Sometimes they're watching your page for up to 3 to 6 months, depends. And then all of a sudden they just feel like, hey, I've gotten secure enough to want to actually purchase from you. I became, approachable, friendly, relatable. So that's one thing that I actually did. I think that increased my business sales and why I have such really loyal customers. That's one reason.
Yeah. So being a creator, putting yourself out there. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that people who I coach, that's a big hurdle for some of them, is putting themselves out there. And I'm like, I've never known a business that made money and nobody knew it was a business. Right. Like, if you're not findable, how can you make money in business?
And marketing is very important. It's the number one key.
That's it.
Without it, you don't have nothing.
You have nothing. So you spend money on this product, you spend money on a course, you spend money on mentorship, but people don't know you exist. They still don't know you exist because you don't. Why? Well, I don't want people to know what I'm doing. Well, what you doing?
Right. Now there is some people, I will say, like I won't say their names, but there is some people that sell creams and things who are not the face of their product.
That's different.
Yep, that's different. But they are dumping money into
marketing. Because the content still has to go out.
That's it. And a lot of people, I love, watching. I do enjoy watching my content be kind of reused in the market, or other, I feel like a trendsetter. I really do. I really do feel like a trendsetter, because I see like, and I appreciate it. Like I see like my ideas being turned into money with other people that I'm helping, or that may ask me questions, and then they blow up and do really, really well. And it's really nice to see.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was sponsored by Your Skin Cosmetics. Y''IOR, Your Skin Cosmetics. They are launching their brand new Rosewater skincare line. Go ahead, click the link below to Your Skin, YIOR skin.com to get your bundle today, and use the code TMAC20 to get 20% off. All right, see you on the next episode.
Now, we know that, like, I know this, you know this, but there are still some entrepreneurs, or I call them entrepreneurs. They want to be entrepreneurs, but they're still scared. Number one, they're scared to put themselves out there, and the reason is because they're afraid of failure.
Yes.
Right. They're not afraid of what other people will say. They are afraid to fail. And then after that, what would other people, what would other people say?
Yeah.
So it seems to me that you didn't have that fear of failing.
Nope. I didn't.
Was it because you kind of took off, or why didn't you have that fear?
For me, it's a little different. So, I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I watch a lot of motivational speakers. I listen to podcasts. I really can relate to people, and I understand the meaning of failing. Failing is not a bad thing. Failing is not, everybody looks at failure as if this is some terrible thing for you to fail. No, look at Kenan. Kenan's story itself was even an inspiration to me, because he made his first million when him and his wife Liv got married, and then they went completely broke. And I remember him being sad and, being upset, and, and being upset to his wife and saying, what am I going to do? And she said, well, baby, you already have the blueprint. If you have the blueprint and someone's already showing you the blueprint, and they already showed you that it is possible, then why be fearful? You already know what you have to do to make this money. And this person who is successful already created that blueprint. It's not anything to be afraid of. That's one. Second is, failure is not a bad thing, because failure shows you exactly where you messed up. How can I fix it? And what did I do differently? So now that I won't do that again, I'll do this. And then every business has that, to where they failed. Everybody, including me, Kenan, everybody has had failure. But failure doesn't just knock you off. It just says, if you don't succeed, you literally dust yourself off and try again. Have anyone never heard of the story of even Beyonce? I talk about this in Kenan's life. Beyonce went to 4 or 5 record labels that all denied her, that said, no, you never be nothing. I'm sorry. Did that stop her? No, it didn't stop her. Now all those record labels are crying, because Beyonce is the biggest recording artist of all time. So if she'd have gave up because she failed, what other people would look like as failure because she was denied. Just because you're denied don't mean that is failure. That means there's another door that you're supposed to open over here. You can't go that way. You have to go that way. And you can't be on a one-way street. That's not how this works. It doesn't just work where you just hit the plateau when you just do this. No, you hit the plateau, then you go down, then you go down, then you go up, then you go hit the plateau again, you go down, you go up, and you go
like
back and
stock
forth.
Market.
Yes, like the stock market. It's never ending. I just think that you should not, nobody should be afraid to fail. You should be afraid of never trying. Because you don't want to get older, you know, get an age and you feeling so discouraged. And then you're like, oh God, but what if I would have tried? What if I would have made it? What if I would have just worked a little harder? And a lot of people are afraid of what people are going to say. All of my family did not believe in me when it came to this business. Don't think that they're going to give you your support. Don't think that. That's not going to happen. It didn't happen for me. They looked at me and they kind of laughed. My dad was like, I already told you to go to finish, you know, go to college and finish this degree or get that degree. And I'm like, yeah, but that wasn't my path. And I'll show you that it wasn't my path when I make a way for myself. And you don't have to believe me. It doesn't matter. I believe in me. And what you do is you go silent. You don't tell anybody what you're doing. If you know someone is going to be discouraging you or your business and it's your own mom, you tell them nothing. Success speaks more louder than words. Those same people who were like, oh, are you sure you're going to do that? I heard there's another product out there like that. Oh, and when I first started, they were sending me other people's products who was like mine. Oh, yeah. And I'm talking everybody. I'm talking everybody kept sending me stuff. Look at this. Did you know about this? Or did you know about her? And I tell them, what does that have to do with me? And I always refer to what Super Scent said. You go to the grocery store and you go down to the bread aisle. How many breads are there?
I say it all the time. There
is at least 30 brands of bread, but I personally like Sara Lee's. So you may like, you know, another brand, you know? Does that mean that they're not making money? Well, they got inside the grocery store, so they have to be making money. It's all about preference and what you like and who you're going to buy from. This market is huge. It's a very...
we haven't even scratched the surface in this e-commerce space.
No.
It's crazy because I jumped in the e-commerce space, right? But before I jumped in, I was testing the market.
Okay.
Like I was testing the things that Keenan, because I bought his 5K program.
Yeah, I heard. I watched your. I saw that.
Yeah. So I was testing the market, and I did like a little over $11,000 testing the market.
That's crazy.
Testing the market, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the go. Let me go ahead and get the LLC. Let me, you know." And it was just boom, 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 boom. After that, and I realized, and he'd been telling me, you know, he was like, "Sis, I'm telling you, this market, we haven't scratched the surface."
No, it's so
in
much
this space.
Yes, it's so much money to be made. It's so much money to be made, and people, especially if you're, you know, in the women market, there's people who bought my product who is hitting me up after a year saying, "Hey, is your product still good?" I'm like, "You never used it?" And she's like, "Oh, no, I had just bought it because it just looked," some people just have the happy buying finger where they just have to purchase what they see. You know, you got all different kind of customers. Someone who just want to buy it because they see it says a sale and they're like impulse buyers, like, boop, 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 got to do that. Or you got the ones who's like, let me see, skeptical. They buy it to 3 months. It's still a sale.
But let me give you a pointer. I don't know if you know this or not. Please. But one way to increase your sales is to run a special every hour or every 2 hours from midnight to 7 in the morning.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, try it.
So you change it. So give me a little bit more. Like, so you just
So,
change every.
so let's say your presence is really on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you can set it up and say, let's say for instance, your bundle, I'm just throwing out numbers. Let's say your bundle is normally $99,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you would say from now until 5 or 6 in the morning, you can get this bundle for half off.
Okay.
And so already have your stuff set up,
Mm-hmm.
and then post it every hour from those, because you can do, you can automate Instagram posts. People don't think so, but you can.
You can.
Yeah. And then at 7, take all of those posts and then archive them.
Okay. See, I love making money. I'm putting that down right now.
The psychology behind this is, the reason why it works is, people are up at night when they're not happy.
Wow.
Worried people don't sleep well. When you're not comfortable, you hate your job, you're up at night. Because you're tossing and turning. Because you're dreading going to work.
Yes.
Okay. So they buy stuff. They're not, I wouldn't even call it an impulse buy. It's just that they've tried everything else. So let me try this.
Wow.
And then when they hit the buy button, they go to sleep.
Wow. I didn't know that.
There was a study out there. Yeah.
I love learning, and I swear you're gonna be like, dang, Jane's posting. She's like, she's not playing. I will.
So do it every hour. You can do it every 2 hours, and then in the morning, just take it and archive it. And then you can run it again. You can do it a couple nights a week just to test it out and see. But your sales will just skyrocket.
I sure will. You don't have to tell me twice. I sure will do that. I love taking advice.
Right.
I know you're trying to be my new mentor.
Look. I love helping. I love to see women win. I do.
No,
I love to see everybody win, but
yeah, no, I appreciate that, because I love getting advice, and I love giving advice. I think it's like, if think that you've learned it all, then no, it's not gonna work. You can't be at a point where you think that you've learned everything. I'm not at a point where I think I've learned everything. I'm at a point where I think I still know nothing. Okay. Yeah. I'm okay with knowing nothing and learning as much as I can. Yes. And learning everything. Exactly.
So what would you say to because there's a lot of people who are afraid, and you said it, I wasn't afraid to do my business, but I was afraid to quit my job.
Yeah.
After making hundreds of thousands of dollars, you were still afraid to quit your job. What would you say to the people who their business is doing pretty good, but they're still afraid to quit their job? And we're not promoting quit your job. If you love your job, you love your job. That's just what it is. But some people don't, and they can't commit to both at 100%.
Yes.
So what would you say to the person they're on the fence, like, I really want to leave my job. I know I've quadrupled my salary, but I'm afraid. What would you say to that person?
I would personally say you can't win by being afraid to fail. There's nobody in this world that is a winner and who have what people would call success by having a fear of failure. Even if you think that you're not going to win, let's say, for instance, you've got a good job. There's another one. If you feel like your business is not working, there's another job that you can apply for, but you can only take a chance on yourself, and really, really invest in yourself. Sometimes once in a lifetime opportunities only come once, for some people, but it all depends on how you set yourself up. Don't be afraid to get yourself out there, to do what you have to do, and to just go for it. You're only going to be disappointing yourself, and you don't want to wake up on the other side of the bed years from now saying, what if I just went for it?
Yep.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to have that. Trust me, I know what that feels like. You don't want to make that mistake. You do not want to make that mistake of saying, what if I just did it? What if I just went for it? And then you're going to see how rewarding it is in the end. Like, I wake up when I want now. I can go on a vacation when I feel. I can invest into this. I can do this. I can be an inspiration to other people. I can now be in control of my own time and energy, and where I put that energy at and who I give that to. It's like, wow, like you can go and explore other things you didn't know was possible. And even when you think it's going down or something's going up, if you don't recreate the wheel and you do exactly what you did and continue to do that and what you were already doing, there's nothing but success. You can't fail. And even when you do, that's a learning lesson. So you take that, you learn, and then you do the same thing opposite of what you did to fail. And it's a learning lesson. You don't want to get here and not have learned anything. Because if a person, I'm going to give you an example, the people winning the lottery is a huge example of people who gotten success without the work that it took to get there. They haven't received or got any failures. They haven't failed. They haven't did this or learned how to do this. So when they got the money, $100-200 million, the next year they were broke. Why? How is that possible? It's because you didn't fail. You didn't go through anything that you were supposed to go to. You didn't go through any hoops and huddles and steps and going up and down and everything that I was mentioning earlier, like the stock market. You didn't go through any of those. So you don't know what it is to actually obtain that type of money, to keep it, and where it should go, why. You're not accustomed to doing that. So if you fail though, I bet you won't try to make that same mistake again. I bet you won't do that again. So then now let me say, let me adjust myself. Let me adjust my mental state, because everything is all mental. I tell people I preach mental health all the time. Learning how other people deal with their money is very important on top of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's very important.
Learning about money and how to deal with it and how to use it. And even if you do fail in that, after you failed, I bet you won't make that mistake again. So then you go and obtaining the money again, and then you do the opposite of what you did to lose it. It's you don't want to not take the opportunity on yourself. Why? If you're going to risk it on working for somebody else, their 9 to 5, helping them out, why not risk it on yourself? That doesn't make sense. You're over here working for them 9 to 5, 30 hours a week, or whatever the case is, 50 hours a week, maybe 60, and you're wasting all this time for a pension you hope to get, for retirement that you won't see. And you're building someone else's future. For what reason?
Right.
Build for you.
Right.
And you're already successful. Take this step and bounce and leave and don't look back.
Right.
And a lot of times I, for the most part, worked harder in my business than I worked in the 9 to 5. Sometimes I'm up in the middle of the night, like, what should I post? Because I believe in me and I don't want to fail, even though it's a possibility that I may sometimes and may not. There's been times where Keenan was calling everybody like, hey, is it just me or is this month pretty bad? And he's hitting up everybody like, hey, I only made 10,000. I only made 20,000. Is everything okay? And they're like, no, it's bad for us too. And then all of a sudden, the next money, like, oh, okay, it was just a fluke. It's like, it's business. It goes up and it goes down.
Ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. I say it all the time, ebbs and flows. But it's difficult for people who are not, like, if you don't have an entrepreneurial spirit,
yeah,
it's very difficult for them to remain steady.
Yeah.
In those when it goes down, right? One thing that I've learned, because I've been in business for so long, I'm really dating myself, but I've been an entrepreneur for 26 years.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh, Jesus. But the thing that I learned was, and I, because I'm a nurse as well. So I'm a cosmetologist and a nurse, retired from both. But what I learned was you use every opportunity and leverage it,
Yeah.
because you never know when something, like you said, you may have a slow month, but you have to leverage. And what I would do was I would leverage. Sometimes I would take a year off from being a nurse and just go hard, just doing hair, right?
Yeah.
Building out my business and things like that. And then I would just take a year off from doing hair. And then, I would just leverage. I mean, I leveraged both careers. For 23 years, I did hair, and 25 years, I was a nurse. I leveraged those careers.
Mm.
One against the other, because this job was like, oh, I know she doesn't need us, so she has her own business, so she's not gonna put up with this BS, blah blah blah. And then I would have a clientele to say, oh my God, she doesn't need to put up with our BS because she has a career as a nurse. So whatever she says she's booked, she's booked. If she says I can't get in, I can't get in. I'll wait, I'm not canceling my appointment. I'm not gonna be late, I leveraged it. And so I feel, and that's because, that came with years of experience. So I said that to say, when people who are not like made for this, because everybody's not
No.
made to be an entrepreneur, when times get tough, they don't know how to leverage other things.
Yes. Yes. Because they will get tough and you will have to leverage. You will.
Yes.
But it's still fun. I don't consider that a failure.
No.
I consider that learning and evolving, and it literally strengthens you. Like,
listen, in 2020, I lost $350,000 in one deal. One.
Damn. Excuse me.
Okay.
Ooh, and I would have been sick to my core.
So, but guess what? I had to keep moving.
You had to.
I had to keep moving. I didn't look at it as, oh my God, I'm such a failure. No. I learned. I took an L and I learned, right? And
yes.
I literally learned, when you can't do business with, business with people, like blah, 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 blah. Like I have a checklist now.
See?
It was an expensive lesson, but guess what? That money, I've made it over and over and over and over and over and over since then.
Hello?
So
that's what it's about. And do you see what she's saying, y'all? She literally just said, I made the money, I lost it, but just because I lost it, I literally got a chance to write down what not to do. So now I won't do that again. And now I've made it even more. So of course, God's gonna bless you. You get that again, 2, 3, 4, 7 times as fold. And guess what you're not doing? Making that same mistake that you made. So it's not failure. This is success. Success comes with this, and it's okay. And I take it. I take every bit of it. I literally take it all in and get so excited when I hear that, because I'm like, wow, just because you're here and you're not there, or were you here, where you were, or where you're going, it's like, man, it's like, no, all it takes is belief in yourself, and you just got to keep moving. Like you said, you got to keep moving. And that's what it's about. All the other stuff doesn't matter. You do things on your time at your pace.
That's it.
That's it. And you're going to, it's inevitable. How do you say it? Inevitable? I don't know why.
Inevitable.
Inevitable. I'm so funny because I have those. Seriously.
I don't want to hold you up. This has been fun. Oh, so much fun. And I know people have learned a lot. Especially, from where you started and just how, your story.
Yeah.
And, in this like relatively short amount of time, I must say. Yeah. and understanding that you will have slow times, and then you'll have months of abundance, and you learning about business, and how I know for a fact you took that job and you leveraged it, because you worked the office, you worked this, you did that, you learned about a whole lot about business and organization and structure on your job. And you took that, and when you started working like a Mississippi mule or Hebrew slave, what the thing that you did was said, I have to hire people. Yes. Because the quicker you hire people in business and remove yourself as much as possible, the more money you make. People don't realize that. That is a hack. I mean, that's not really a hack. I mean, it's business 101. Remove yourself as quick as you can.
Yeah, so you don't get burnt out, and leverage other people to help you. You can bless them by hiring them, getting them to actually be a part of your business. They get money on the side, you get money, everybody wins.
Win, 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 win. So how can people find you?
Okay, so I am on Instagram under _perfect_ph. So my business is called The Perfect PH. You can find me that on Instagram, and I'm also on Facebook under The Perfect PH either. I have the same thing on YouTube, although there's nothing there except for videos yet, like just videos on how to use the product and things like that. But you guys can definitely find me there.
Okay, so what can we expect from you in the near future?
Okay, so I do want to lean toward relationship therapy, helping people, maintain their sex life and marriage, relationships, however you want to do it, just all women's care, women womb health. I want to do that. I'm excited to do that in the near future,
Okay.
Motivational speaking, life coaching, I still have to go through those programs to get, everything really plain and really
to get certified.
Yeah, it's very important. So I have to go through that. But after that, you guys can expect that. And hopefully I'll be on someone's TV show or interviewing with Oprah one day. That would be dope. So who knows?
I know, right?
Interviewing with you, that's a start. And I'm loving it because, you are really, really, your podcast is really big and I admire you. You are super successful, 26 years. Your story alone is like inspiring. So just to be here with you, I so appreciate this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited. We have great energy. So it's so much fun. You ask amazing questions. So I look forward to more interviews or
Yes, we're gonna do some collabs together. We got some stuff up my sleeve. We'll do some collabs together for sure. For sure.
I'm excited.
I'm a businesswoman first.
You are. I love it. That's I can learn some things. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jae. And I will see you guys on the next episode.
Hey. Don't forget to follow me if you're not on all platforms at TMAC_inspired. All right. See you on the next episode. Bye.